Good morning, students. We have studied one poem, Mystic Drum. आपण एक मिस्टिक ड्रम नावाची कविता पाहिली. The Mystic Drum, written by a Nigerian writer, Gabriel Okara. It talked about the cultural consciousness of Nigerian people and confrontation between European colonizers and colonial Nigerian society. दोन म्हणजे पूरब और पश्चिम का तनाव उसमें दिखाई दिया. No, that was Nigerian poet. This one, Two Dead Soldiers, is a poem written by a Sri Lankan poet. कुणी लिहिलेली कविता आहे ही श्रीलंकन पोएट जीन अरसनायगम. जीन अरसनायगम. We know many names, Sri Lankan names or such, through the cricket matches. क्रिकेटच्या मॅचेसमधून आपल्याला ही नावं पाहायला मिळतात. जीन अरसनायागम. अरसनायागम is undoubtedly a Sri Lankan name, but Jean is not Sri Lankan name. जीन हे श्रीलंकन नाव नाही हे आपल्या पटकन लक्षात येतं. जीन was a Dutch person who was born in a small town, Dutch burger. Dutch burger. Burg means a town or a middle. She was born in a middle class society. मध्यमवर्गीय समाजामध्ये ती जन्माला आली होती. Then she was married to a Tamil from Jaffna. She married to a Tamil from Jaffna. She now was not neither Dutch nor Tamil. So she has multiple identities. Her means she belongs to Dutch culture as well as the Sri Lankan culture or Jaffna Tamil culture. In Jaffna means in Sri Lanka also Tamil identity and Sri Lankan identity, these are two different identities. ह्या दोन विशिष्ट आयडेंटिटीज किंवा एक विशिष्ट संस्कृती, विशिष्ट रेस तिथं आहेत. So she belongs to, in her consciousness she has the Western, Eastern consciousness. Now as she was in Sri Lanka, she wrote in English and her writing in English is more. त्याचं इंग्रजीमधलं लिखाण अधिक आहे. She talked about themes of ethnic and religious problems in Sri Lanka. श्रीलंकेमध्ये जे इथनिक आणि धार्मिक समस्या आहेत. Ethnic problems are between Tamil community living in Jaffna region and native Sri Lankans. And the religious problems is extension of ethnic confrontation and the confrontation between two communities. This is universal characteristic of all societies. म्हणजे याच्यामध्ये तिनं इंग्रजीमध्ये भरपूर लिहिलेलं आहे आणि त्यातल्या त्यात गोष्टी वंशावर लिहिलेत, वांशिक वादावर लिहिलेले आहेत. त्याचबरोबर धार्मिक वाद सुद्धा किंवा धार्मिक तणाव, वांशिक तणाव जे आहेत श्रीलंकेमध्ये स्पेसिफिकली, या गोष्टीवर तिनं भाष्य केलेलं आहे. नाव शी इज a person who has a specific advantage. She saw colonial means colonization or colonial world, as well as the Sri Lanka after freedom, and what kind of changes took place in society, समाजामध्ये कोणते बदल घडले, and how it affected aspects of ethnic, gender and class relations. वंश, लिंग आणि जात यांच्यामधली जी गणित असतात त्यांच्यावर कसा त्याचा परिणाम झाला हे तिनं अनुभवलेलं होतं. And most important thing, she was in the violence of 1983, ethnic conflict in Sri Lanka. She had passed through serious suffering, and that experience had also contributed in the mental makeup of her पर्सनॅलिटी. तिच्या व्यक्तिमत्वाचं जे मेंटल मेकअप होतं त्याच्यावर 1983ला ज्या घटना घडल्या त्या घटनांचा तिच्या जीवावर, तिच्या जीवनावर, व्यक्तिमत्वावर परिणाम होता. She in her poetry, she is searching who really she is. By birth Dutch, by breed Tamil, this extensive or a Christian living in the country of Buddha, this extensive स्कोप ऑफ हर लाईफ, तिचा हा मोठा जो स्कोप होता त्याच्यामुळं देर वॉज हर आयडेंटिटी वॉज ब्लर्ड. मीन्स द पीपल, शी माइट हॅव different reactions from different groups. So in her poems we see number of poems written about who she was. Even another one theme which recurs in her poetry is theme of death. Death is a theme which relates to the theme of two dead soldiers. Though everybody is born to die, death is something different, and that death figures in her literature often. She passed away on 30th July 2019. The present poem is about war. ही जी कविता आहे ती युद्धाबद्दल आहे. In Indian civilization, there was one important war in India, the War of Kalinga, Kaling's Yuddha. Who had fought this war and who was winner? King Ashok. Now, what this Kaling war is significant for? या कलिंग युद्धाचं महत्व काय आहे? Ashoka was fierce king, and for expanding his kingdom, he waged number of wars, and among them Kaling was one. When this war was over, he was walking through the dead bodies, and the sight changed his mind. He gave up war and he started following Buddha religion. That is significance of Kalinga war. You have studied it in history, ancient history. So war is destructive, vidhvansak. War is futile, nishfal. Almost everywhere wars are fought. सगळीकडे युद्ध खेळली जातात. And most of the wars are fought for religion or politics. ही युद्ध दोनच कारणासाठी जास्त खेळली जातात. एक म्हणजे रिलीजन and second is power. If you look at the history, more number of wars were fought for religion. And even if you look at present, number of wars are fought for power. Number of wars are fought for power. Present tension between world and America is nothing but a cold war in different nature. दुसऱ्या स्वरूपामध्ये ते युद्ध आहे. Nothing else. In this poem, description of mutilated bodies, म्हणजे अशा बॉम्बनं हातपाय तुटलेल्या शरीरांचं, म्युटिलेटेड or battered, batter means to hit, असे चेंदलेल्या बॉडीज. Detailed description of these bodies of 2 soldiers is given in this poem. या कवितेमध्ये तुकडे तुकडे झालेल्या, युद्धात पडलेल्या 2 सैनिकांचं बारकाईनं वर्णन केलेलं आपल्याला पाहायला मिळतं. And this description is given by poet symbolically. आणि हे जे वर्णन आहे ते प्रतीकात्मक दिलेलं आहे. It represents the condition of millions of soldiers The people who are dying on the borders, बॉर्डरवर जे सैनिक मरतात त्यांचं डिटेल्ड वर्णन यामध्ये आपल्याला पाहायला मिळतं. In World War II, World War I, so much brutality of war is seen. In Second World War, 60 million people were killed. And the number of people who suffered is uncountable. In Hiroshima and Nagasaki, the bombs were dropped. And long after the bombs were dropped, the social consequences of war, health consequences of war were felt in Japan. This is very, means, the destruction, the level of destruction is very large. And symbolically, these brutalities and destruction is represented by detailed description of two soldiers. आणि हे प्राथमिक म्हणजे प्रातिनिधिक स्वरूपात हे वर्णन हे त्याच्याबद्दलची माहिती सांगते. So when you go through the poem, कवितेमध्ये तुम्ही ज्यावेळी वाचता त्यावेळी तुमच्या लक्षात येईल की strange description of destruction and the bloodshed which brings vomit to your, म्हणजे असं वर्णन आहे की ज्याच्यामुळे आपल्याला ओकार येते. And these things tell us what writer actually wanted to tell us. लेखकाला काय सांगायचं होतं? Her position on war. म्हणजे एवढं रक्तबंबाळ वर्णन केलं की आपल्याला उलटी आल्याची भावना होते. If you read the poem 10-15 times with noting meanings of the difficult words, and once you begin to understand the poem, definitely the nausea develops. You feel like vomiting. निश्चितपणे nausea डेव्हलप होतो आणि तुम्हाला उलटी आल्यासारखी होते. हे कशामुळे होतं तर बिझार डिस्क्रिप्शन्स, विलक्षण वर्णनं आणि डिटेल्ड डिस्क्रिप्शन्स जी तिथं आपल्याला दिलेली आहेत त्या डिस्क्रिप्शन्सवरून चित्र उभा होतं आणि ते चित्र एवढं भयंकर वाटतं की we feel like we actually feel that we are walking through the war. We have the experience of Ashoka walking through Kalinga battlefield. तसं त्याच्यासारखा तो अनुभव आपल्याला या कवितेमध्ये पाहायला मिळतो. So let us read the poem. Let us read the poem. In our poem, we want to understand this poem, its meaning. And besides meaning, we need not look for any other details. दुसऱ्या काही डिटेल्सवर याच्यावर फारसा विचार करायची गरज नाही. कारण we are not students of literature. But superficially, some literary devices we may learn, but the meaning of the poem, the paraphrase, summary is what is important. You must know the summary. तुम्हाला याची summary जमली पाहिजे. आणि summary जमली की you would be able to answer the questions which would be set on this poem. Two dead soldiers in bronze. Bronze is an alloy. हे मिश्र धातू आहे, तांब्यापासून तयार केलेला. So two dead soldiers in bronze and its color is close to red. आणि याचा रंग लालच्या बाजूला जातो. Two dead soldiers in bronze in red color lying flat on a battlefield. युद्धभूमीवर असे फ्लॅट पडलेले आहेत. The place is anywhere. The poet does not specify the place to generalize the description. हे ठिकाण निश्चितपणे एक ठिकाण असं वर्णन केलेलं नाही. ठिकाण हे निश्चित केलेलं नाही. एनिव्हेअर. The place is anywhere because it is applicable everywhere. This is simple meaning of it. The place is symbolical and soldiers are also symbolical. So the poem becomes a symbolical representation of the idea of a poet. कवीचं जे संकल्पना आहे ती संकल्पना सिम्बॉलिकली प्रेझेंट केलेली आहे. So the opening lines describe two dead bodies of soldiers lying flat on a battlefield. युद्धभूमीवर मृत पडलेली दोन रक्ताळलेली सैनिक यांचं वर्णनाच्या दोन ओळीनं ही कविता सुरू होते. Now the soldiers are described in the picturesque words and these descriptions are possible to a person who actually have walked through battlefield. And Jean Arsa Arayanasagam या लेखिकेनं 1983 ला रेसियल कॉन्फ्लिक्ट जो झाला तमिळ आणि श्रीलंकन लोकांच्या मध्ये, त्यामध्ये तिला she was from the side of Japanese and the area was rent with the ethnic conflict. She was part of that. So this description becomes her experience. So they were dismembered. Dismembered means cut into pieces. No body was whole. When the dead soldiers were lying on the battlefield, hands, head, trunk, legs, All these parts were flung on the battlefield. सगळे बॅटलफील्डवर पार्ट टाकून दिले होते. सो दिस वेअर डिसमेंबर्ड. वन मेंबर मीन्स एक लिंब, शरीराचा एक भाग. डिसमेंबर्ड ते सगळे एकमेकापासून तुटले गेले होते. डिसमेंबर्ड ट्रंक्स, ट्रंक म्हणजे शरीराचा हा भाग, शरीर. आणि हेड्स, दे वेअर सेपरेट फ्रॉम इच अदर. सिव्हिअर्ड, सिव्हिअर्ड मीन्स कट, याचा अर्थ सुद्धा कट. मेम्ब्रेन्स म्हणजे अवयव. नर्व्स मीन्स व्हेअरएव्हर द बॉडी पार्ट्स वेअर कट. जिथं जिथं शरीराचे भाग तुटलेले होते तिथून त्याच्या ज्या नर्व्स होत्या त्या नर्व्स सुद्धा बाहेर आलेल्या होत्या. नर्व्स आर टँगल्ड थ्रेड्स रॅप्ड इन ब्लड. त्या ज्या नर्व्स होत्या दे वेर टँगल्ड, दे वेर मिक्स्ड विथ इच अदर. दे हॅड फॉर्म्ड अ नेट इन ब्लड. रक्तामध्ये ते एकमेकाशी अशा गुंतलेल्या होत्या. टँगल्ड मीन्स गुंता झालेल्या. आयदर दे वेर फ्रीजिंग इन आईस, ते बर्फामध्ये असे गोठलेले होते, किंवा क्लॉटेड विथ मड, किंवा मडनी किंवा चिखलामध्ये असे क्लॉट झाले होते. डू यू सी हाऊ इफेक्टिवली the description of dead body is projected by Jean Ursula Yagam. It means, actual battlefield is imagined by us. So this is picturesque description of nature in tooth and claw. This picturesque description of nature in tooth and claw आपल्याला पाहायला मिळतं. सो दिस इज द थिंग. नो वेट, जस्ट आय एम कंटिन्यूइंग. आय जस्ट वर्क इन द मिडल ऑफ दिस. सो द डिस्क्रिप्शन इज इन टूथ अँड क्लॉ. वर्णन कसं आहे? टूथ अँड क्लॉ description is here. Then in the next stanza, first two lines tell that this poem or the idea which is described in this poem may be from anywhere, so it is general. Okay. In second stanza we get direct description, detailed description of dead bodies on the battlefield. Now these people, these soldiers dead on the battlefield, they have no eyes. They have no eyes. They have no tongues. They have no eyes, they have no tongues, they are sightless and blind and speechless. The soldiers, what is their condition now? They do not have eyes, they do not have tongues, they are sightless, blind and speechless. म्हणजे न दिसणारे, आंधळे आणि न बोलता येणारे. Neither eyes nor tongues. For poetic intensity, these eyes and tongues are further detailed. Sightless, blind and speechless. Okay? With eyes are related blind and sightless, and to tongue speechless. So look, this is poetic skill which poet uses. That is what we look in poem when we are studying it. Sightless, blind refers to eyes. Tongues refers to speechlessness. Further intensify pathetic condition of the corpses soldiers. The writer, poet intensifies the description. Shreds of rags. Shreds means तुकडे, कापडाच्या असे लखतर होती. Shreds of rags flutter in the miserable wind. तिथं वाहणारं जे वारं होतं त्या वाऱ्यामध्ये ते फडकत होते. To cover corpses. The destructive and horrible picture of dead soldiers is brought in front of our eyes. आपल्या डोळ्यासमोर मृत सैनिकांचं एक हॉरिबल, भयंकर असं चित्र आणलेलं आहे. We actually feel pulse of the corpses. आपल्याला ती त्या सैनिक मृत आपल्याला बघायला मिळतात. The cloth, the flesh, the skin are one color and one texture. Now you see the cloth, the flesh, the skin, it falls like hammer on our mind and intensifies the destruction of war. अगदी हातोड्यासारखं ते अंगावर पडतं आणि त्याचा जो युद्धाचा जो परिणाम आहे तो परिणाम आपल्याला पाहायला मिळतो, म्हणजे अनुभवायला मिळतो. द क्लॉथ, द फ्लेश, द स्किन आर ऑफ वन कलर अँड वन टेक्स्चर. ते एका रंगाचे, आणि आता तो रंग कोणता? लाल. आणि टेक्स्चर कोणतं? लाल माती आणि बर्फामध्ये गोठलेलं रक्त. Furthermore, the horrible condition of dead bodies is described by the poet. Outflung, still the cracked bone. Outflung, बाहेर पडलेलं असं, म्हणजे डेड बॉडीचा हात आणि हाताच्या इथलं हात तुटून पडलाय आणि इथलं मांस निघून गेलेलं आहे, इथलं मांस निघून गेलेलं आहे आणि त्यातनं हाड बाजूला आलेलं आहे. आउटफ्लंग अँड स्टील द क्रॅक्ड बोन, आणि ते गोळीनं किंवा तसं तुटलेलं आहे. आउटफ्लंग अँड स्टील द क्रॅक्ड बोन ऑफ द ब्रोकन आर्म. त्या मोडलेल्या हाताचं असं आउटफ्लंग झालंय. इट्स क्रुकेड विंग, इट्स क्रुकेड विंग, हे विंग म्हणतो ना त्याला. अनपिनियन्ड, अनवेपन्ड, द स्लॅक फिंगर्स ऑफ दोज युसलेस हँड्स. अनपिनियन्ड मीन्स कुठल्याही प्रकारचे कपडे न घातलेले. पिनियन मीन्स ऍक्च्युअली फिदर्स. अनपिनियन्ड, अनवेपन्ड, तर त्या कुठं मेलेल्या शरीराच्या हातात कुठली वेपन्स तरी कुठली होती. द स्लॅक फिंगर्स ऑफ दोज युजलेस हँड्स, आणि ते असे निस्तेज पडलेले बोट की ज्याचा काहीच उपयोग नव्हता. सो दिस डिस्क्रिप्शन इज गिवन बाय द पोएट. हे तुम्हाला समजलं पाहिजे. नाउ दीज आर 2 डेड सोल्जर्स आर अ होल बॅटलफील्ड. तर हे 2 मृत सैनिक म्हणजेच सगळं युद्धभूमी आहे. 2 फेसेस, 2 चेहरे, पण दे आर मिलियन, पण ते सगळ्यांचं प्रतिनिधित्व करतात. सो 2 सोल्जर्स इज अ सिम्बॉल which symbolizes the horrible condition of battle war which poet wants to discuss. तर अशा पद्धतीनं ही कविता प्रचंड विविधतेनं आपल्या समोर येते. म्हणजे निसर्गाची, माणसाची भयंकर वाईट स्थिती या कवितेच्या माध्यमातून वर्णन केलेले आहे. हाऊ डज द, आता याच्यावरचे प्रश्न आहेत. आन्सर द फॉलोइंग क्वेश्चन्स इन 1 word or sentence each. हाऊ डज द पोएट डिस्क्राइब द बॉडीज ऑफ द डेड how does the poet describe these bodies of these 2 soldiers? Can you the poet gives detailed description. How detailed, vivid, horrible description of dead soldiers. What covers the corpses? Fluttering rags cover the corpses. How does the poet describes nerves of the soldiers? त्याच्या nerves कशा describe केलेले आहेत? Nerves are tangled with each other, and you see, tangled nerves, freezed and clogged with mud. When you understand meaning of the poem, all these answers become easy. Why is the color and texture of the cloth, the flesh and the skin the same? Why is the color and texture of the cloth, the flesh and the skin same? कपडे, मांस आणि कातडी याचा रंग एकच का झालेला आहे? Because they were hit by weapon and the blood had covered all their body. Because they were attacked and killed, and the blood covered clothes, flesh, and the skin. Clothes and flesh. Choose the appropriate answers and complete the following sentences. The fingers and hands of the soldiers are slack and useless because they are dead. The cloth, the flesh, the skin are dot dot in color. कोणता रंग आहे? ब्लॅक आहे, पिंक आहे, व्हाईट आहे का रेड आहे? रेड. Dot dot covers the corpses. Shreds of rags covers the corpses. Now there are two more questions. Answer in 3 or 4 sentences each. What is the condition of the bodies of the 2 dead soldiers? First thing, the bodies are lying on the battlefield. Second thing, they are mutilated. Covered with red color. Covered with red color. And they were mutilated, covered with red color, and different parts of bodies were scattered. Body parts, different parts of body were scattered on the battlefield. तुमच्या त्या उत्तरामध्ये 1, 2 आणि 3 ज्या गोष्टी आपण चर्चा केलेल्या आहेत त्या त्याच्यामध्ये आल्या पाहिजेत. When you are expected to write answer in 3 to 4 sentences. 3 ते 4 वाक्यामध्ये ज्यावेळी तुम्हाला लिहायचं आहे त्यावेळी हे लिहा. What are the soldiers treated after death? How are the soldiers treated after death? Dead soldiers are lying on battlefield. They are left on the battleground. Nobody takes their care. The dead bodies freeze and decompose, stink on the field. The dead soldiers are neglected. या सगळ्या गोष्टी तुम्ही यामध्ये in this way the dead bodies are treated. What is the significance of the last 3 lines of the poem? शेवटच्या 3 ओळी ज्या आहेत त्याचं महत्व काय आहे? The last three lines of the poem are, two dead soldiers are the whole battlefield, two faces a million. These lines, ह्या 3 ज्या ओळी आहेत, they repeat what the poet has mentioned in the first 3 lines of the, it repeats what the poet mentions in the first 3 lines. In the first 3 lines, she does not identify the place. Identify the place. ती जागा आयडेंटिफाय करत नाही. Does not identify the place. So making the experience general. In the last 3 lines, the dead soldiers represent the battlefield. म्हणजे शेवटच्या 3 ओळीमध्ये ते मृत सैनिक हे युद्धभूमीचं प्रतिनिधित्व करणार. And these 2 soldiers are not 2 soldiers, but they are million. General application of the central idea is mentioned in these last 3 lines. Then the next question, how does the poet describe the distorted bodies of the soldiers? Second, third and fourth stanza. Second, third and fourth stanza bring out their description. How does he body and head are, trunk and head are separated. Body and head are separated. Hand is cut. Nerves are dangling. And all is covered in blood. This dismembered condition of soldier's body is described. Then body does not have eye, does not have tongue. It is sightless, blind and speechless. The cloth, the flesh, the skin, all are of one color. All these things are used by the poet to describe the condition of soldiers. Then what is the poet's view about battles? Battles are bad. युद्ध हे वाईट असते. And it is fought for religion or politics. It is not mentioned there, but the thing is there. After listening all this, you can answer these long answer questions. Cover means to एखाद्यावर झाकण घालणं. बट कवर इज ऑल्सो नाउन. हे तसंच नाउन आहे. कवरिंग ॲडजेक्टिव्ह. साईट दृश्य. साईट एखादी गोष्ट नोटिफाय करणं, नोट करणं. अँड साईटलेस. क्लोथ म्हणजे एखाद्याला कपडे घालणे, वर्ब. and clothless. Blood, blood, याचा भूतकाळ होतो ब्लीड, एका रक्त वाहने, and bloody. Color, color and colorful. Give the synonyms of the following: crops, dead body; rags, फाटकी कपडे; flutter, फडफडणे; severed, तुटलेले; pinion, पंख. Give antonyms: freeze, warm; rags, cloth; dead, alive; tangled, clean; slack, taut. Okay. Write an essay on the futility of war. Read war poetry of Wilfred Owen and W.H. Auden. ह्या एवढ्या काही लांबीला आपण जायची गरज नाही, but this is what we must know about this poem.